Rightio, so welcome to another episode of Exploring Canberra. Today we're exploring Lake Burley Griffin, which was named after Walter Burley Griffin, Canberra's architect. Of course, we got the Captain Cook Memorial Jet right there. And of course, one of the many famous islands that's on Lake Burley Griffin is Queen Elizabeth II Island, which is home to the National Carillon. And of course, here's one of our Prime Ministers. Here's his backstory. There's the layout of Lake Burley Griffin right there, with the Carillon right there. We got the, I think that's called the Anzac Bridge right there. So this here is the Captain Cook Memorial Fountain. It says it right here. This was in honour of Captain James Cook. We've got some history here. Feel free to pause if you want to read. Beautiful fountain. So the design of the fountain obviously represents the Earth, with Australia right here. For those of you who don't know where that is, that's actually in South Africa, which is actually where I was born. I was born in Pretoria, not Cape Town. When I meant to say where I was born, same country is what I was saying, what I was meant to say. Well, I think it's time to go down to the Carillon. Right here, so we have the Blundell's Cottage right here, which is said to be very haunted. It's an old stone cottage, as you can see. It is the oldest house in Canberra. Rightio! So this is the National Carillon. It was a gift from the British to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Canberra. So a carillon is a musical instrument that typically has 23 bells, which are played by a clavier. And how the whole thing works is that the clavier, the keys of the clavier have strings connected to them, which are connected to the bell clappers. So when the key is pressed, the bell clapper moves to strike the bell. Now this specific carillon has 57 bells, which is larger than a typical carillon, making it the largest in Australia and the second largest in the southern hemisphere. I nearly said northern hemisphere, but obviously we know Australia's in the southern hemisphere. And yeah, so these bells were cast by John Taylor & Co. in Loughborough, UK. And the biggest bell here weighs about 6 tons, which is the second biggest bell in Australia. The first biggest bell in Australia is actually in Perth, which is the Anzac Bell, which weighs a similar, which has a similar weight, but just a little bit more heavier. So yeah, this also plays the Westminster chimes on the quarter hours. So yeah, we'll wait for it to chime 4 o'clock. So yeah, there you have it. So on that note, I'll leave it there. And yes, in case you're wondering, that is automated. And if you're wondering what the bells look like, here's a clip. So yeah, it's pretty loud. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.